There is a big twist in the controversy surrounding Dharmasthala Temple in South Karnataka. Earlier, a few weeks earlier, a former employee of the temple, to be precise, a former sanitation worker, confessed before the police and the court that he had disposed of hundreds of dead bodies of people, especially women who were found dead mysteriously in the temple premises. Though he didn't name anyone for the murder or the mysterious deaths, fingers were pointed at the authorities of Dharmasthala temple, including the trustee Virendra Hegade. So many organizations had demanded impartial inquiry into the whole incident. Many people alleged that the temple authorities were so influential and they would sabotage the whole prop. But finally, a special investigation team of Karnataka police were deputed to investigate into the case, and now the whole controversy has taken a U-turn. Now it has become very clear that the man who confessed before the police and the court was actually lying. He was arrested by Karnataka Police Special Investigation Team, which was inquiring into the whole incident today morning. And before that, the excavation of various spots or burial spots or mass graves were done, but it didn't produce any evidence. And many people who made allegations against the temple authorities were found to be lying. There is a very interesting case of a mother, Sujata Bhatt, who alleged that her daughter was killed and she was missing. So it was found that actually she didn't have such a daughter. She also confessed before the media that she was lying for money. So the whole incident has taken a U-turn. Now the question is, who was behind the conspiracy to malign the reputation of the temple? Why did some group wanted to, insult Hindu faith? What was the reason? Now there is another important aspect. The Kerala media had taken mysterious interest in and intriguing interest in the whole issue. They didn't show that interest in what is happening in Kerala, but teams of Kerala media, Malayalam media were camping at the site and they were reporting regularly. They were, exaggerating many things. So were all those part of a grand conspiracy with some ulterior motives? Now that has to be inquired. Let's analyze the whole issue and what happened during the last few weeks. Welcome to Insights. I am Hari Kumar. As I said a few weeks ago, an unnamed guy who claimed to be a former employee of Dharmasthala Temple, Manjunatha Temple, he confessed before a magistrate as per section 164 of the former criminal procedure Indian Penal Code, that he had buried dead bodies of many people under duress, under pressure. So again, he went to the police. There many questions were asked as to why he didn't comply with the police. He said the temple authorities were so powerful. In fact, the trustee of the temple, Mr. Virendra Hegde, is a Rajya Sabha MP. He has been nominated by the BJP. Again, he was a winner of Padma Vibhushan. So very influential family they are. Actually, they belong to Jain sect, not Hindus properly, but they are managing this Hindu temple. And the peculiarity or the special feature of the temple is that the temple kitchens provide free food to whoever visit that temple. Mr. Virendra Hegde is known to be a philanthropist. Accommodation facilities are provided to devotees who arrive at the temple at a very low cost. And the temple and the premises is very well known for the charity works. Now all that came under shadow of doubt when this man raised the allegations. Media didn't name him. Now his name is out. He is CN Chinaya. Mr. Chinaya is a resident of Mandya in Karnataka. Now he has confessed before the police special investigation team that somebody influenced him, pressurized him, and he did that for money. That was he said. Now the whole incident has turned, upside. As I said, there was a method in this whole controversy. A huge number of media people from Kerala had camped at Mangalapuram, Mangalore, and nearby areas, and they used to regularly update on what is happening there. Of course, with juicy bits, exaggeration, and they fabricated stories. Everybody, they didn't name any person. They didn't point fingers at the Dharmasthala trustee. But they did everything in such a way that eventually they passed the buck to Dharmasthala trustees. Now it has become very clear that things were not as they reported. Initially they said around 200 people mysteriously disappeared. Then the figures kept on rising. Then it was said that around 400 people were missing. Then again somebody said around 600 people were missing. And then appeared this Sujata Bhatt. Sujata Bhatt said her daughter was a first year MBBS student. She went for a pilgrimage to Dharmasthala Temple and mysteriously she disappeared. That was the complaint. Sujata Bhatt filed the complaint before the district superintendent of police of South Kannara district. Then she again registered her complaint at a local police station also. And she was, interviewed by many media houses, but eventually it became known that there was no girl named Ananya Bhatt. Authorities, checked with Kasturba Medical College, Manipal, where Ananya Bhatt reportedly did her MBBS. But the authorities of the college said there was no girl by that name. Now it became very clear. Actually, Sujata Bhatt was lying. She was under pressure to reveal the truth. Today morning, she confessed before a media that she actually fabricated a story. She never had a daughter named Ananya Bhatt. Now it became very difficult for accusers, because after exhumation of the burial sites, only one skeleton was recovered, and that too was not of a woman. Earlier they alleged hundreds of bodies were buried, but only one skeleton was able to be exhumed. So all these made accusers vary. They couldn't prove what they said, and actually investigations proved that they were lying. Now they confessed. Now the question is, who were behind this conspiracy? The other day, BJP, former BJP Minister of Karnataka, Mr. G. Janardhan Reddy, he held a press conference and he alleged that a Congress leader, a former IAS officer, Shashikant Senthil, who was earlier an IAS officer posted at South Karnataka, he resigned later and he joined the Congress and he became the election war room head of the Congress. He was behind the whole allegations. Such an allegation was raised by Janardhan Reddy, but Mr. Shashikant Senthil denied it, and he even threatened to go to a court if further allegations were raised. But then the BJP asked if he wanted to go approach the court and file a defamation suit. Already Janardhan Reddy had made the accusation, he had not confessed, but there was no reply from the Congress quarters. Meanwhile, media reports said that certain Congress leaders in Karnataka were uneasy at this new development, since the police was not able to recover any evidence. The Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar, distanced himself from the whole controversy. So even the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah was became against this controversy, these allegations, because these allegations could not be proved. There was no basis in that allegation. So eventually, a majority of Congress leaders in Karnataka turned against the whole accusers. Now that actually led to the disclosure of the truth, and now it has become clear that some high command leaders of the Congress from Delhi were supporting those who raised allegations. Now it became very clear actually that the so-called aggressor was the real victim, and the self-proclaimed victims were actually part of a conspiracy, and they had ulterior motives. Was it something related to the influence of a grand plan to reduce the influence of the BJP in coastal Karnataka? During the last few years, coastal Karnataka has become a fort of Sankhparivar, and this had actually worried the Congress. If you look at any political connection to this, allegations, it seems that perhaps the Congress may be worried that they lost their influence in coastal Karnataka, and they might have supported those who raised the allegations, because the temples and mutts and other religious houses in along coastal Karnataka were wholeheartedly supporting the BJP. So somehow or other they wanted to, shake the Hindu faith in the region. Perhaps that could be the reason. We don't know whether the truth or the people who were really behind the conspiracy will be brought to light and will be brought to book. But anyway, the new revelations has started. This is almost like a Bollywood movie, and even even more intriguing than a Hollywood movie. Let's wait for new disclosures and revelations. Till then, goodbye.